Hi, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Listen, y'all, I want to talk about Alaina and Josh at their therapy session in episode 7, okay? And you know we only have one more episode to go. That's episode 8. That's coming on Saturday, September 27th at 7. Not 8, but 7, okay? Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all leaving comments, like LaBrenda said, on the own Instagram page. Go follow the Heart and Hustle Houston _ fan page. If they see us, with engagement, we might get a season 2. But hey, we'll see. So let's go ahead and get into this right quick. So first of all, they arrived at the couples therapy session separately. Just look, you show up and I show up. So Alaina tells Dr. Angela that she's excited that Josh was open to couples therapy. And that frustrated me because I don't understand why Alaina is always covering for Josh. And there is no way she actually felt like Josh was open to therapy. When they were talking about it in that bedroom and she asked Josh if he would be open to it, Josh said, I want to make you happy. And if that'll make you happy, I'll do it. That's not him being open to going to couples therapy. And he also said he wanted to start individual therapy on his own. But he didn't do that either. And I wonder why. Is it like, that thing they have, well, if you go to therapy, you crazy. Is it that? Or is it that Josh doesn't feel like he did anything wrong? Like, I don't know what it is. Now, if Josh would have said something along the lines of, hey, I've been thinking about it, like it's been on my mind heavy, and I know I said I wanted to go on my own first and then couples therapy, but I'm not feeling comfortable about none of it. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try it out with my wife. And that may help me warm up to it. And it'll probably give me the push I need to do the individual therapy and not back out this time. I don't know. I guess I'm just scared. Like, I'm scared about opening up. And I don't know if I'm ready to face that type of stuff. But if I keep holding back, things aren't, ain't not going to change. So let's go ahead, do the couples therapy, and see what happens. He could have said something like that. Even if it was a lie. At least that sounds more convincing. And it sounds like he wanted to do it if he said it like that versus he's only doing it because she asked him to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I know the word on the curb is that Alaina has filed for a divorce, and I think that's great. But I'm about to continue reviewing this episode like I never heard that, okay? So then Josh arrives, and Dr. Angela asks him what made him change his mind and, made him want to come. As soon as Josh started talking, I couldn't stop laughing because what are you saying? Baby, one thing they gonna do is put God in it, as if that's gonna make him seem more willing and dedicated to the cause. But Josh said that he wanted to lean into what God had for them. He said that he's more private. He wanted to try and figure it out in the house, but that wasn't working. So he's there to see if it'll help them, get to a point where they are extremely happy. Alaina says that their marriage has been rocky for about 3 years now, and there are some things that she experienced that she hasn't healed from. She said that she wants to heal and she knows what she deserves in a marriage, but she doesn't feel like she's getting it. Dr. Angela asked Josh what was he hoping to get from the session. And you would think, since he knew he was coming and there was a possibility that something like that would be asked, that he would have been working on his response. But no. He does all of this heavy exhaling like he's so stressed out. And he says that he wants to lean in and step into a life that when Alaina wakes up every day, she sees a husband that cares and one that she feels safe with emotionally. He says that they have to do something, and coming to therapy was this something. No. That's what Alaina told you. What do you want, sir? So Alaina, she says that there has been a lot of trust broken, over time, and it's hard for her to operate from the same space. Alaina is so confusing to me and somewhat exhausting. For one thing, we all know and have heard the saying, you can't heal in the same place that made you sick. So if Alaina says that it's hard for her to operate from the same space, and that's why she suggested separate rooms, he's still in the same house. So why not tell him to get his own place? Because Josh made it seem like he suggested other arrangements. And I wonder if he said that he could move out to make it better for her, and maybe she declined and then suggested the separate rooms. Like, I really want to know how that full conversation went. And it seems like Josh, like, he makes good money because he does great work as a photographer. But hey, we'll never know between them two, because they don't do nothing but drop breadcrumbs. And a lot of Josh's responses were the things that Alaina had said to him. It's like he had nothing to offer that was from him, like his feelings, his desires to meet her halfway. So Alaina continues with a lot of things that have happened that she hasn't healed from. She feels like it's based on how she entered the marriage. She also said that Josh cheating on her during engagement set the tone for her marriage, which opened up the mistrust. And she didn't allow herself to heal from that betrayal, and she's being triggered over and over, and it just feels similar to the feeling she had when he cheated. And she admitted that she should have allowed herself to heal. Josh said that he did not feel like a husband, and baby Alaina cut this short. Like, she interrupted him, which she has a habit of doing, and then apologized and saying, "I didn't mean to cut you off, but." So she tells Dr. Angela that she hears what Josh is saying, but he's leaving out some details, and it's not just years ago that she's affected by, and that there are things that have happened up to that point. Dr. Angela asks Josh, like, what are they? And he does the exaggerated exhale again and says, "A lot of things have happened, and I messed up." And the look that was on Alaina's face, and the way her body almost levitated up off that couch, you could tell that was the last straw. Baby, that straw broke the camel's back. She was over it. She was over the conversation. She was over the talking. And she was over Josh. So hopefully in the final episode, we'll get to hear what all happened. And it better be something that'll have us like, oh, yeah, you got to go. Not that type of mess that happens every day. Because the way they've been holding this in, I'm going to be so mad if it's just some old regular smuggler stuff. But like I said, from the moment Alaina told Labrina that Josh cheated on her during the engagement, and she broke down crying like it had just happened last week, I said she should have never walked down the aisle until they were able to work through that. If her decision was going to be, look, I'm going to still marry him after they had worked through it, then I feel like they should have gone to therapy at that time. And Alaina, in my opinion, at this point, did not walk down the aisle for herself. She did it for everybody else. She said that she didn't tell anyone because she didn't want to seem like she was a weak girl who decided to marry somebody who cheated on her. But in actuality, she did feel weak. Like I said in the review on that episode, she knew that she didn't deserve that. She knew she would, have never done something like that to him. But she still chose the idea of being with someone who she's been with for a long time, marrying her high school sweetheart over her well-being. Like she said, she didn't heal from that. So she went into the marriage where the foundation was now damaged by lying and cheating. It was not built on the solid ground. She said that Josh cheating on her during the engagement set the tone for her marriage. No. You set the tone for your marriage. When you made the choice to walk down that aisle, say those vows, and seal it with that "I do," you set the tone. You basically gave him the feeling that if she can move past that and marry me, which, marriage is a big step, then she may forgive me for other mistakes that I may make in the future. Because, we're all human. You almost made his behavior okay. Because what were his consequences? Because sleeping in a separate room is not a consequence. Like, what's that supposed to do? When he could be over that room talking to whoever he wanted to be talking to. Like, when he can still be in the house with his family, pretending like they're this perfect couple, when they're living like roommates, like sleep in a separate room. That's not a punishment for someone who doesn't have a problem sleeping in somebody else's bed. And Alaina needs to start taking some accountability and stop putting all of the blame on Josh. Because a lot of that healing is going to have to come from her. She can't depend on Josh to heal her. She has to take accountability for some of the choices she made. Especially the choice to marry him. The choice to say, after all the other things that he did and you still stayed, you got to take accountability for that. And I don't want to hear about, oh, I wanted it to work. I don't want to hear about, I stayed for the kids. We ain't doing it no more. And at this point, some of her pain was self-inflicted from the choices she made. Alaina married Josh, but she never forgave him. She never released the negative feelings she had towards him. So the amount of time it would take for her to heal and the tools needed in that, one of those tools would be forgiveness. Even though healing can't happen without forgiveness, you won't be able to trust someone even 80 or 90% if you're still holding on to resentment. And based off of Alaina's conversations, Josh hasn't been transparent or accepted accountability on his past betrayals. That behavior won't help Alaina feel safe. In my opinion, Alaina, she hasn't forgiven Josh about the past. She carried that with her, so they can't reconcile in the present because he won't step up and apologize and change his behavior, which makes it impossible for trust in the future. If he's not operating with changed behavior, Alaina would never be able to open herself up and feel safe with him or trust him. It's just not gonna happen. Like, okay, now back to the word on the curb. So if Alaina did in fact file for divorce, I think that's the best thing for her. I think starting off on a shaky foundation and then other things happening in the marriage to the point where she suggested that they sleep in separate rooms says to me, like I said, there was no trust there. And the way he answered the question when Dr. Angela asked him what happened says to me that Alaina has heard that type of response over and over and over again. And Josh not standing in whatever it is he did, like fully apologize and change things for himself and his family, is not a characteristic of a protector or a man of his word. And I really want Alaina to break free from the don't look like what you're going through curse, because all that did was invalidate her feelings with what happened between her and Josh. She suppressed her pain in order to make it look like everything was okay. The whole time she was suffering in silence. And for some reason, that just made me think about, I know most of y'all probably watched Iyanla Fix My Life. And if you think back to the episode with the four ladies, like Tracy Steele was on the episode, Crystal XO, that's her name, Crystal XO, I think she was on the episode, and there was this girl Shanika, and Tracy was telling her that she could tell that she was holding back, and Shanika said that she didn't know how to be vulnerable. So Miss Iyanla walks her through an exercise about, just letting your heart break in order to release all of that pain that she was holding in. And she revealed, some things that happened to her when she was younger, and when she finished, she said she felt relieved. All of them, they sitting there crying, and one of the ladies, she couldn't believe like something like that had happened to her, because she said, like, you're always so strong. And Miss Iyanla said something I will never forget, and she was like, you knew how strong she was, but did you ever tell her, I see your brokenness and you are safe with me? And she also told the Shanika girl, you have to find a safe place to release that pain, like someone you can trust, because your pain needs a witness. Like, I will never forget that, because I was like, wow, I never thought about that we always tell people, you're so strong, but we never say, I see your brokenness, and they keep it in because they don't feel like it's anybody around them that they can just release that to. And I feel like in that moment when Alaina went to visit with Labrina, and Labrina said that she had been cheated on like a dog, and who Will is now, that's not who he was back then, that allowed Alaina to open up and tell that Josh had cheated on her in life during the engagement. So she was able to have Labrina as her witness to her pain. She was able to like get that up off of her a little bit, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, if she filed for a divorce, I think that's the best thing for her. Baby, do not look back. Don't go back, because you did that for the last 15 years. You're gonna have to do something different. And like I told y'all, when Alaina would make posts on her Instagram, and some of them captions and some of them songs she was choosing, I was like, I don't think they together no more. So if she filed for a divorce, I hope she go ahead and go through with it and just move on, because you can't keep like, she just existing right now. She's not even living. And you got to get out of that, because you can't be a good, like, you, if you're not healthy, you can't be healthy for your children. And don't think children don't know when you're going through pain and when you're pretending, because as they get older and they feel comfortable telling you about the things that they saw growing up, you'll be shocked. But yeah, y'all get down in the comments if you watched episode 7 and tell me what you thought about the Josh and Alaina scene. Okay? And I'll talk to y'all later.